Hi, welcome to Chapter 1 of our book Procedures and Theories for Administrative Professionals. So we're going to have three separate areas we'll talk about: the dynamic workplace, workplace organization, and administrative professional qualifications. So this particular PowerPoint presentation covers what we see in our Chapter 1. First off, the idea of the dynamic workplace, that we have all sorts of sections that we're going to be covering. Economic globalization is the first. We're no longer selling just to neighbors anymore. And what does that really mean and matter to us? Think about all of the sales that are happening between countries, within countries. Changing technology. When was the last time you purchased any kind of computer, any kind of even a cell phone? The technology itself is changing, and along with the technology changing, do you actually have to physically go to meetings anymore, or can you be Skyped in? Workplace diversity. We talk a whole lot in this chapter about the expectations in the workplace. And diversity is not just about socioeconomic or racial or cultural differences. There are so many other differences. It's what makes each of us unique. We're talking about people working with people of all abilities and disabilities. And our job outlook. What are we going to be looking towards the end of the semester? We'll talk specifically about job outlook and what there is out there for those of you who are looking to leave this particular program and go straight out into the workplace. The changing work week. No longer is it a Monday through Friday 9 to 5 working world out there. There are some companies where perhaps Sunday they're closed or Saturday they're closed, but oftentimes it's a 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week kind of work environment. And how will that affect you? And the physical workspace. Do you physically go into work, or are you going to be working from home? That's the biggest piece right there. For businesses, they're looking to seek for partners and customers globally. Again, we don't need to sell jams and jellies just to our neighbors. The idea of outsourcing. Maybe we don't have to hire somebody in-house to perform certain tasks. We can hire an outside organization. Oftentimes, even though you might think it costs more, when you consider the benefits package that you might have to offer somebody that's full-time employed, outsourcing might work for you. What other cost-saving measures are out there for companies? And for the employees themselves, there's more job change within and around. Think about, are you going to take on additional responsibilities, or are you going to take what you've learned and go to another job and learn some more and build upon all of your talents that you have? Other changes that we have. We mentioned a little bit earlier, changing technology, the whole idea of increased productivity. And with that comes more managerial job responsibilities. And workplace diversity, again, increased cultural diversity. We also have more older workers. Yes, we might have some of the younger workers, but no longer is it a case where people retire at 50 or 65. Pensions might not be there any longer. People have to keep working in order to, sustain their work, their life conditions, so that they can afford to continue paying their bills. So when we talk about office administration, the demand for the administrative professional, or the APs, is strong. It is still growing, more so perhaps in separate areas, for example, medical field, and then perhaps the legal field. But again, we'll take a look at that throughout the course and see where else might an administrative professional position be a good place to look for work. Both women and men are choosing office administration as career and as a means of advancing within a company or field. So it's not necessarily just the career, but you can also advance within. Some of the most powerful administrative professionals I have worked with could have been presidents of the company. Some of the typical responsibilities that we're going to be seeing here. is conducting web research. So I want to make certain that we're comfortable with that. Research and recommend equipment that might need to be purchased. Train and support new administrative professionals. Research, prepare, and give presentations. We'll concentrate on PowerPoint, but understand that there are other products out there besides PowerPoint for our presentation tools. And supervise other administrative professionals. Prepare presentation materials. Some additional responsibilities: store and retrieve computer materials. Oftentimes in the past, offices were run on paper, and now a lot of the paper has gone to document management systems. Organize and maintain paper and electronic files. Again, the idea that think of yourself going to a doctor's office. Are they on paper or have they gone electronic, or are they a mix? Creating spreadsheets, managing databases, and creating reports. Even though this is not a course in Excel or access for databases or reports Word, we will be touching on each one of those separate areas because those will be typical responsibilities for the administrative professional. And arranging conference calls and web seminars. That would be another key area to consider as part of the administrative professional's responsibilities. You're going to work in teams oftentimes, so if you tend to be a loner, maybe not so much here. Everything is team, or so much is team. Maybe not everything, but a lot. Research and prepare those statistical reports. People want to see the number crunching happen. Reviewing journals. Again, it depends upon the business that you're working for. And write and post job vacancies. At some point, we'll be looking at job postings to get some sense of what is being asked and what does it equate to. And ordering supplies. Again, administrative professional oftentimes is the one responsible for getting the supplies. Preparing letters, memos, and emails. Scheduling appointments also. So the job outlook. It's still one of the largest United States occupations, and it's going to add many jobs in the coming years. Now, our book is a little bit dated. It's an excellent book with the 7th edition, but some of the documentation shows through 2018. We're now into 2019. But again, healthcare, social services, legal services, we'll see some differences there, but the point is there is still a strong need for administrative professionals. So as I mentioned, projected growth here is from through 2018. So it's a little bit dated considering we're into 2019. But medical secretaries, again, is huge, much higher than the other occupations. Specifically, except legal medical executives. So we talk about 46% here, and we have some of the smaller ones. Other changes to expect. The changing work week. No longer is it a 9 to 5, Monday through Friday sort of schedule. Compressed work week. Sometimes people work 4 days a week, perhaps up to 10 hours a day. There's flex time. You can come in and start anywhere between 7 and 9 perhaps. And job sharing. That became very popular years ago, where perhaps 2 people share one particular job. Oftentimes that's because of family or to accommodate family needs. And the physical workplace. Are you going to be dealing with a virtual office, or in a way working from home, or working from anywhere where you pretty much go into the office but it's almost hotel space that you're renting? Or a mobile office. Are you working literally mobile? Are you working on the run? You do a lot through your car. Varying job titles. We have lots of different job titles. We might see it posted as an administrative assistant or an administrative associate, a secretary, executive secretary, office manager, executive assistant. So we have quite a few different names that we see. In terms of the work world, we'll talk about organizational culture and does it fit into how you work? Because some companies, you might not feel comfortable with their organizational culture. What types of organizations are there out there? The book around page 12, we'll talk about workplace organization and organizational chart is listed there. You'll want to take a look at that and get a sense of how an organization might be set up. And formal organization structures, again, you want to learn about the culture, structure, management of your company will help you perform your job better. And a step before that, at a job interview, you're going to want to know what kind of company the business is before you actually get in there, because you want to be as well prepared as possible for that first job interview. Types of business organizations. So we have sole proprietorships, we have partnerships, we have limited liability companies or LLCs, we have corporations, and then we have nonprofit corporations and government entities. And you're going to want to understand the difference between each of those, and they are covered beginning on page 10 in our textbook. So make certain to concentrate on that particular section. An organizational structure, we have stockholders, we have boards of directors, and we have the management. So what are the qualifications of being an administrative professional? Communication skills, interpersonal relationships, time management, how good are you with your time management, critical thinking, can you think outside the box, can you think on your feet, or are you somebody who has to be told what to do at all times? Decision making, can you make decisions based on the data that you have in front of you? Can you be creative? Can you, again, think outside the box? Additional qualifications, teamwork. Notice here that our little picture, we have people working together as a team. Technology, do you have the talent when it comes to technology? If you're not comfortable in Word, perhaps administrative professional is not your cup of tea. Leadership skills. Stress management, how do you deal with the day-to-day stress? You will find stress because you are representing your boss and you are representing the company, and you want to make certain that things get done in a timely manner. And general problem solving. Customer focus, what is it that the customer needs and how can you provide that for them? Success qualities, openness to change, initiative and motivation, integrity and honesty, dependability, confidentiality. If it's something that needs to be kept in-house, keep it in-house, and commitment to observing and learning. Thank you.